Okay, welcome to part 3. Last we left off, I had said something about having your first layer of skin being ripped off in a tornado or a Tesla lodged in your spleen when he asked me, "When are you going to take me to a tornado?" And to that, he said, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Yep. Ever been beamed by a large hailstone?" To which I have, because I was stupid and was looking up. I walked outside. We heard it hailing. I looked up and bam, right in my forehead. He says, "What is your favorite food, place to go, movie, song, drink?" Well, I don't drink, but I can say water, lol. So I respond, haggis, work, Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith. My favorite drink would be energy drinks, and my favorite song would be the Yub Nub song. And then I had to look up the lyrics because I do not speak Ewokese. Yub Nub Chop, yeah. Okay, you know the ending song from the original Return of the Jedi when they're all celebrating in Ewok Village? That song, which is not my favorite song. He says, "How do you feel about public intimacy?" And then I said about the song, "I love that song. It's deep as fuck if you know the language." "Public intimacy? Disgusting. Don't be trash." He says, "Okay, but only to a point. Giving a hug, a kiss, or holding hands are great, but nothing further. I think that stay behind closed doors." So I said, "Nah, no kissing in public. Gross. Like on the cheek is okay, and side hugs are fine, but nothing more. That's reserved for home and nowhere else. No one wants to see you playing tonsil hockey." That should say hockey, not hickey, "with your boyfriend." And then he says the next morning, "Good morning, babe," and there's a train in the distance. Apologies about that. I said, "Yo." He says, "Good morning again." I said, "Yep." And then I said, "Apparently, my brother is getting married. Everybody getting married but me. I'm a little sus about this relationship, though. He met her in a club down in Old Soho where you drink champagne and it tastes just like Coca-Cola. Cola Cola. She walked up to him and asked him to dance. He asked her name, and in a dark brown voice, she said Lola. Lola, Lola. He's not the world's most physical guy, but he said when she squeezed him tight, she nearly broke his spine. He's not dumb, but he can't understand why she walks like a woman but talks like a man. They drank champagne and danced all night under electric candlelight. She picked him up and set him on her knee and said, 'Dear boy, won't you come home with me?' And then in parentheses, he did. Now, he's not the world's most passionate guy, but when he looked in her eyes, he almost fell for his Lola." Actually, not sure if I got those lyrics right, but also, when it comes to that song, it is very hard for me to not lapse into Yoda by Weird Al. And he responds, "My love, how was your day going today, babe? I hope you're having a good day today, my dear." I said, "Aside from my brother getting suddenly getting married, it's fine." Well, he didn't get married yet. He's going to. He pushed her away. He walked to the door. He fell to the floor. He got down on his knees, and he looked at her, and she at he. That's the way that he wants it to stay, and he always wants it to be that way for his Lola. Girls will be boys, and boys will be girls. It's a mixed up, muddled up, shaken up world. He also said he left her just a week before, and he'd never ever kissed a woman before. Lola smiled and took him by the hand and said, "Dear boy, I'm going to make you a man." Well, he's not the world's most masculine man, but he knows what he is, and he's glad he's a man. So is Lola. Strange indeed. I didn't even know he was into that. He responds, "Oh, okay, dear. That's a good thing when your brother get married." And then he says, "Hub, really, babe?" And then I said, "He plans on marrying his Lola." He says, "Oh, cool." I said, "Yep. I wonder who will wear the dress." He says, "Smile," smiley face. And then I said, "I almost got married once, but we didn't work out. I told him spring was never waiting for us, dear. It ran one step ahead as we followed in the dance. MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think I can take it because it took so long to bake it. And I'll never have that recipe again." Sad face. "Oh no," crying emoji. And yet another song where it's really hard for me to not lapse into Jurassic Park by Weird Al. He says, "Oh, sorry, dear." I said, "Yeah, I bet you are." He says, "Yes, babe. How was your day going today, my love?" I swear they copy these and just send them out to everybody. "How was your day going today, my love?" Because they never say your real name. Even if you tell them to call you Dr. Feelgood or you're a Fagala, they won't do it. "Hope your day wasn't too stressed, dear." And I said, "Today was a good day. I drove to the pad and hit the showers. Didn't even get no static from the cowards. Because yesterday them fools tried to blast me. Saw the police and they rolled right past me. No flexing. Didn't even look in the sister's direction as I ran the intersection. I went to Short Dog's house. They was watching Yo MTV Raps. What's the haps on the craps?" Which is Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. He says, "Oh, really, babe? Hope you're safe, my love." I said, "Nah, a hurricane is a-coming. It's a Cat 4, which at this time, Helene was, I think it was Helene, one of them was going to be coming through. I mean, y'all remember my upload of Keanu Reeves, pouring down rain. And I said, "Fun stuff. You'd love it." He sends an insane amount of heart emojis. I said, "They're calling it unsurvivable. Storm surge up to 20 feet. Really?" Oh, it was Helene. And I said, "Yeah, its name is Helene. I think they missed an opportunity that they didn't name it Helena," referring to My Chemical Romance. He says, "Oh, really, darling? How was your day going today so far, darling?" I said, "You already asked. Read back. I'm starting to think your diabetes is affecting your brain." But all I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain. And all I can do is just pour some tea for two and speak my point of view, but it's not sane, which is Blind Melon's No Rain. He says, "Good morning, sweetheart. How are you doing, babe? How was your night, my darling? How are you doing this morning, sweetheart?" Ugh. I said, "There's a hurricane. My chairs blew away." He says, "Oh, really, babe? How are you doing today? Hope it was going good, my dear. I hope your day was going good with no stress, darling." I said, "You ask that a lot. It's weird. I may have to fight some people to get some Oreos. It's flooding, so..." And then I guess I just didn't want to deal with him. Oh, and I said, "Oh, being called in now to break out a rowboat and get to the hospital," because we had a lot of flooding here. Not nearly as bad as they had over in North Carolina and Tennessee, but it got pretty flooded here. To get to the hospital. I bet it's because a baby won't come out, like a surgeon cutting for the very first time. I'll be like, "Let me see that IV. Here we go. Time to operate." I'll pull her insides out and see what she ate. Like a Surgeon by Weird Al, which I think I have mentioned that before I had a scheduled C-section with my very last pregnancy. My doctor, who I miss oh so much, came in and actually started singing that part. "Oh, babe, you have to be careful with that, darling." I said, "Careful with what? You act like I've never done it before. I don't make $300,000 a year by sitting on my ass and doing nothing." "My dear, I know you've done more of that before, and I know you're good at it. What are you having for dinner?" I said, "Hospital vending machine chips. And a Red Bull. I'll be here for a while. No time for food. Every woman in the county decided to have their babies today." He says, "Oh, okay, babe. I had spaghetti and fried chicken. Don't work too hard, my darling." I said, "That sounds like a strange combo. Italian and Southern." He sends sunglasses emoji. "Hope you're doing good at work, my darling." I said, "Yep." He says, "Good morning, darling." I said, "Yo." He says, "How are you, babe?" I said, "My car was hit by a dog. My car is fine. I'm surprised it didn't blow up. It was a Tesla. Tesla versus Great Dane. The Great Dane won." He said, "Ouch, that's terrible, babe." And then on my car being fine, he says, "Aw, that's cool, babe." I said, "Tesla's a crap. Total waste of money. How's yours?" Assuming that Bret Michael that he has a Tesla. I said, I only got mine because of that video of you driving yours and bragging about it. I thought, if Bret Michaels likes it, it must be cool." I was wrong. You are wrong. He says, "Smile," and completely avoids that and says, "What are you doing now, babe?" I said, "I am sitting in the evening at the diner on the corner. I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee. and he feels it only halfway. And before I even argue, he is looking out the window at somebody coming in, which is Tom's Diner by Suzanne Vega. Hey, babe. Good morning, darling. I said, this is at this point, he was kind of boring me. So I decide I'm going to get in a relationship with somebody and see what he does. I said, talk later. I spent the night with a guy, and he's shockingly still here. He responds, hey, babe, how was your day going so far? I said, just great. Been hanging out with Ron all day. Good guy. Might marry. He said, oh, that's good to hear, thou. Hope you had fun, my dear. I said, of course. Ron Paul, the cardiologist, is a hoot. Oh, okay. What are you doing now, though? Hope you're doing good with your fun, thou. I said, we were at dinner. I don't think he plans on leaving. He says, good morning, my dear. How are you doing so far? I said, working today. Oh, okay. Are you at work, my darling? I said I was. Do you not listen to me? Cardiologist Ron Paul listens to me. Which, Ron Paul, I think, is a politician? Hope your day was going good with no stress, my dear. I said, yep. Me and cardiologist Ron Paul were making out in the broom closet. He's top cardiologist, so we'll be fine. He responds, good to hear that, babe. It's like he cannot be reading at this point. I want morning and noon and nightfall with you. I want your tears, your smiles, your kisses, the smell of your hair, the taste of your skin, the touch of your breath on my face. I want to see you in the final hour of my life, to lie in your arms as I take my last breath. Heart emoji. Rip. I swear if my husband said that to me, I'd be like that one Asian guy from Community or whatever that show is. I said, okay. You accidentally left the quotations in the beginning. He says, huh? What's that, babe? Good morning, my darling. How was your day so far? I said, fine. He says, good to hear that. What did you have for breakfast and lunch, my dear? I said, what odd questions. Yogurt and Spam. It didn't matter if it was boiled or canned. I just ate it. Which is Weird Al's Eat It. And then I said, actually, may have a bologna sandwich too. Gonna open up a package of my bologna. Oh, I think the toast is done. Yes, the toast is done. Top it with a little bit of my bologna. Never gonna stop. Eat it up. Such a tasty snack. I always eat too much and throw up, but I'll soon be back for my bologna, which is, once again, Weird Al's My Bologna. Oh, cool. I had panini and vodka sauce with tossed salad and Italian bread. I said, well, that sounds fancy. Cardiologist Ron Paul and I will probably go to a Mexican restaurant later. Right after surgery, he came up to me, still speckled with blood, and said, now forgive my pronunciation for this stuff. Yo quiero chimichanga y chile colorado. Yo tengo el dinero para un steak picado. Las flautas y tamales siempre muy bueno y el chile relleno. Which, my Spanish is way rusty, so I responded with an answer that I thought was to what he said. I said, you see, I just gotta have a tostada, carne asada. That's right, I want the whole enchilada. My only addiction has to do with a flour tortilla. I need a quesadilla. Because I love to stuff my face with tacos au garbon with my friends or when I'm all alone. Yo tengo mucho hambre y ahora lo quiero un burrito ranchero, which is Taco Grande, parody of Rico Suave by Weird Al. He says, yes, babe. I just had that a little for lunch, my love. And then about cardiologist Ron Paul and me going to a Mexican restaurant. Obviously, having no idea what I just said, oh, that's awesome, babe. That's good to hear, my darling. Hope you're doing good today, my darling. I said, so tell me about the Diddy party you were at. And then I said, might want to stop the darling talk. Cardiologist Ron Paul and I have decided to get serious and be official. So I have a boyfriend now. Not sure I'll keep him. Depends on how many tacos he feeds me. He says, good morning, dear. I said, yo. He says, how are you doing? Any plan for the day? I said, I worked. He says, Cole, what are you planning for dinner? I said, I don't know, whatever cardiologist Ron Paul wants. He says, good morning, babe. I said, don't call me babe. I have a boyfriend now. It's rude. And then he says, hey, dear, good morning. I said, we probably shouldn't speak anymore. Cardiologist Ron Paul isn't comfortable with it. Sorry. He says, no, don't do that, honey. What? Did you tell him about me? I said, he doesn't wish me speaking to other men. It makes him uncomfortable, and I will respect his wishes. You know, I want this secret, not anyone involving. English, totally slipping there. I said, what secret? We aren't dating. I'm dating Ron Paul, and I've decided to get serious with him, and I will abide by his wishes as he will mine. I know he's yours, and you know I also want you, dear. And I said, nah, you can do better, Bret. I saw all those chicks on Rock of Love. Some were quite pretty. You'll always have a pool of young girls willing to get with a has-been hair metal star. No offense, Bret Michaels. They will happily lick your toes and worship the ground you walk on. Seasons must change, separate paths, separate ways. If we blame it on anything, let's blame it on the rain. And shockingly, I don't remember what song this was. So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but I'll be stumbling away, slowly learning that life is okay. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry, which is Take on Me by Aha. He says, it's fine. I said, desert loving in your eyes all the way. If I listened to your lies, would you say, I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell a contradiction. You come and go. You come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams, red, gold, and green, but they're not. I mean, no offense, Bret. You're kind of a scrub. You know nothing about me. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. I need somebody, and always this sick, strange darkness comes creeping on, so haunting every time. As I stare, I counted webs from all the spiders, catching things and eating their insides like indecision to call you and hear your voice of treason. Will you come home and stop this pain tonight? And he didn't respond to that at all. He had seen it, but he didn't respond. But that was Miss You by Blink-182. And then I finally just got annoyed and I said, you're not very good at your job, scammer. He says, scammer, really? I said, yep. You really think I thought you were Bret Michaels? Y'all so easy to mess with and dumb. At least the Indians put effort into their scams. You guys don't. And that was it. That was Bret Michaels starting on Facebook and then continuing over to Zangi. And I think that saying that at least the Indians put effort into their scams, you know, with their tech support nonsense, I think it probably really irritates them. So, because these guys think they're being really smart. And again, as long as they get one or two people out of the thousands that they start messaging, if they just get a couple people to believe them, it's worth it to them. But I guess they don't realize how stupid they are coming off. And I think it's great that people are baiting them as much as they are now. It seems like a lot of people are baiting, which is good. Maybe eventually, and this is totally just wishful thinking, maybe eventually they'll just realize, yeah, we're not making enough money, so we're going to stop doing this. Ha ha. Yeah, I know. Never going to happen. Anyways, I might have a few more in the next few days, but that's it. That's the Bret Michaels saga. So thank you for watching.